Hello there guys, Darren here for Forever Football DRFC, your Doncaster Rovers fan channel. Welcome to another episode of the DRFC Daily Reports, bringing you the latest news on Doncaster Rovers Football Club. Now we've got just a couple of days until the Oxford United match, so stay tuned tomorrow for the preview, and we're going to be going all through what I think the scoreline will be, my predicted squad. We are going to be talking about some little updates. We are going to be looking at something that was reported just a few hours ago, in fact, looking at 3 players going through the youth academy setup. 3 players that could be the future of Doncaster Rovers' first team. And it's sort of thanks to a guy called Andrew, in a way. It was reported on the Free Press, and it's big thanks to a guy called Andrew who sort of looks at the youth academy team and sort of reports on them daily and weekly. So massive shout out to Andrew for the information in the Free Press, which I'm going to share in this video. So massive shout out to him because he does a wonderful job in his journalism. And also in this video, we're going to be looking at things like John Bostock's availability for the game on Saturday against Oxford. Bogle's availability, he won't be available. Bogle won't be available, we'll explain why. Bojang being called up to the under-20 Gambia squad. And also, we're going to be reviewing the transfer window. So it's a big video today. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss another YouTube video. And let's get straight into everything that's going on. So, starting off with Ethan Bojang, one of the youth players, and he said it was an honour to be called up. I was over the moon, and that is because he's been selected to represent the Gambia in the Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations. Massive congratulations to Ethan Bojang for this amazing achievement, amazing achievement. And he, in my opinion, is one of the future stars of Doncaster Rovers. And I'll give you a little spoiler: he is one of the 3 names mentioned through Andrew's information on the Free Press report on this about the future, and he's one of the 3 names. So he's the current academy captain. Obviously there's another player that steps in when he's not captain, which we'll go through during the Future Stars report. But Ethan Bojang, in my opinion, definitely is one for the future for this Rovers squad. I think he's going to be one of those that really breaks into this team. You've got to look at 3 specific stars that have broken into this first team already: Danny Amos, Lewis Jones, AJ Greaves especially. And, the 3 names we're going to mention later on in this video are definitely the next names that I could see break through in this team. One of the names we've seen already, 2 of them I think are definitely one for the future as well. I agree with Andrew with the 3 names that's sort of been given to this report. But Ethan Bojang already making a mark, getting the Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations appearance with Gambia. Absolutely amazing for Ethan. Massive congratulations to him. It'd be wonderful to get Ethan on the channel to speak about that. But yeah, brilliant for Ethan Bojang. Speaking of future stars then, let's go through and look at this sort of report speaking about the future stars of Doncaster Rovers. And like I said, this is from a report from Andrew. And I think that this is great. This is a wonderful sort of approach to all this, and sort of looking at the future stars. So I was having a look, and and to be fair, it was a funny story actually. I came up on this article, and it was talking about these future stars, and I was like, oh, this could be really good. And it's sort of like a one to watch report. Now, a guy called Paul Goodwin on Twitter, who was a sports journalist, he actually put this report on, and it was thanks to Away on Saturday on Twitter, which is of course Andrew. And he sort of gave 3 names from Andrew Webb, who's a regular at County Park, to watch the under-18s and filled his scouting report, picking out the 3 youngsters to keep our eyes on. And I agree with the names that Andrew's picked out. So first up, Liam Ravenhill. So Liam Ravenhill, obviously we know that name already. He's the son of Ricky Ravenhill. We know he's a future star already. He's already made his first team debut. He's already familiar to many fans. And it says in this report, the gifted midfielder boasts great energy and potential and is reportedly attracting interest from clubs higher up the pyramid in football. So, and to be fair, I agree with that, because we saw those reports during the transfer window, during the January transfer window. We want to get this guy on a professional contract because there is reported Premier League interest. So, he's going to be probably one for the future, and I could definitely see why there's loads of Premier League clubs getting their names in on this guy. And, you know, I think, especially if Doncaster get promoted to the Championship for next season, youth is going to be crucial to picking up the future stars that's going to keep our club sort of further up the table rather than back down to League One and stuff like that. If we want to stay up the Championship, we have to invest in the youth that's going to help keep our team vibrant and attacking and full of flavour, and keep our team full of attack and full of homegrown talent as well. So we're going to need that essence of homegrown talent to keep us in the Championship next season if we do get promoted this season to the Championship. And Liam Ravenhill's definitely one of them. He is one for the future. He's definitely going to be a future Rovers legend in my opinion. I've seen scouting reports on this guy. I've seen past youth game articles from Andrew, and, you know, reporting on the under-18s games. I've seen reports on those games, and I've watched and I've read the articles from Andrew, and Liam Ravenhill's definitely a name that picks up big time. The second name, we've already been through it, is Ethan Bojang. He is, of course, the current youth team skipper and eldest member of the squad, a versatile operator who's been a frequent starter this season. He's primarily a midfielder, but someone who can also operate in defence or attack, again bringing that horses for courses versatility that Darren wants in this squad. Bojang has returned to the fold after spending a significant portion of the 1920 campaign sidelined through injury. His confident displays have led to international recognition, being part of the Gambia squad, to be part of the Under-18s Africa Cup of Nations, which we already spoke about, the upcoming one in Mauritania. So again, massive shout out and congratulations to Ethan for that call up to the Gambia Under-20 squad for the Africa Cup of Nations Under-20s. And, you know, Ethan Bojang definitely is, in my opinion, a good future start. And again, he brings that versatility that Darren Moore wants in his squad. Defence, attack, primarily in midfield. But you've seen that with other players now. You've seen that with loads of players this season. You know, Reece James and Brad Halliday play as fullbacks, but they also play as centre midfielders and wingers. So, you know, I said this in a past update or a past review. We could put the tea lady in the midfield and she would be man of the match. You know, we have so much versatility in this squad. Any player can play anywhere, and that's not arrogance, that's just versatility. And Ethan Bojang represents that versatility, and if Darren Moore's going to stay here for the next few years, Bojang is going to be crucial to the future of this team, because he is going to be, you know, that star, that versatile star in any position. Now, of course, there is the one thing we do have to worry about with Bojang, and that is, of course, injury. You know, he had that whole 2019-2020 campaign sidelined through injury. He has come back. He's proven to be a more starter player this season in the youth. And, you know, it's going to be crucial to see how he develops, you know, through the rest of this season, going into the next season or two. And if we are still a Championship club, then he's hopefully going to try and break out into this first team. The less loanees we have, the more the youth will break through, and hopefully that means more exciting youth will break through and grab loads and loads of interest. You know, we made that mistake with Max Waters financially. We're not going to go through that mistake again, in my opinion, and I think it's so crucial to keep the youth involved in this team. So, let's go through our final youth player spotted by Andrew in this free press report. Lewis Cunningham. So he's calm and composed both in and out of possession and a vocal header. He's a left back, so in my opinion I think he'll be the long-term future replacement for Reece James. He'll compete with Danny Amos in the future for that position if Danny Amos doesn't change to right back. So I think if Amos can play right back and left back, that'd be great. Because it means we could, in the future, we could have Halliday, when Halliday gets a bit older and more into his prime and then out of his prime again, you know, and if we don't keep James or Halliday in a few years' time, you know, we're going to have the likes of Amos coming through and also Lewis Cunningham. So speaking about this guy then, from what Andrews told the Free Press, a key member in last year's title-winning squad, who was given the most game time amongst his peers. Cunningham's sweet left-foot deliveries from both set-piece and open play have seen him contribute a number of assists, including 3 in his last 3 appearances, which is pretty good. The 18-year-old, who hails from Leeds, scored the first time in Rovers colours in a recent clash with Scunthorpe, and looks set to be the standing captain of the absence of Bojang over the next few weeks. So again, Lewis Cunningham is just that guy, isn't he? He's just going to be that future star. Versatility, I don't think that'll be a problem. I think, again, it's like Reece James, isn't it? I think he could play left wing, left back, left wing back. We could even put him in the centre of midfield to maybe swing some long ball crosses down to the wings, or if he's on the wings or full back, again, those left foot deliveries. He's a perfect set piece taker. And to be fair, reading Andrew's reports over the youth games over the last few months, you know, after reading those reports from Andrew, I do see why Cunningham is such a big name and such a big name for the future, because that name seems to pop up a lot during the positives of these reports. And, you know, I agree with Andrew. Lewis Cunningham is definitely one to watch for the future, along with Ethan Bojang and Liam Ravenhill. So, I think in terms of bringing in homegrown talent, we've got Amos, you've got Jones, you've got Greaves, and then you've got Ravenhill, Bojang and Cunningham. 6 homegrown talent, 3 already in, 3 coming through in the future, and the future is very exciting for Doncaster Rovers. Very, very exciting, especially if you've got those 3 names. Now, of course, it isn't just about Bojang, Cunningham, and Ravenhill. There is going to be other fantastic names coming through this squad, through the youth academy into the first team. It's not just those 3 players. Every single youth player, in their own way, is very, very exciting. That's just 3 standout names. Every single youth player, in my opinion, is going to be standout for the future. So keep your eyes peeled on every single one of the youth players, but especially Liam Ravenhill, Ethan Bojang and Lewis Cunningham. I don't want to pick sides here, but I definitely love the sound of Lewis Cunningham. I've seen highlights from youth games. I've read Andrew's reports on youth games. Lewis Cunningham's name pops up a lot. So, you know, Lewis Cunningham, for me, if I had to pick one, would be the most exciting. Ravenhill, obviously, is very, very close. Bojang's very, very close. And every other youth player is very exciting in their own way. But Cunningham's the name I'd definitely pick out the most, because I think Cunningham's got that very exciting edge about him as a left back. And I think if Amos is going to play at right back and James and Halliday move on in the next few years, we're going to see more competition for those places, especially if Cunningham comes in and makes an instant impact into this first team. So, very exciting for the future. Cannot wait to see more from that. Now, let's go through some availability updates for the Oxford match. First up, Bostock. He did go through another training session this week. However, Morris insisted he will not be rushed back. So, very interesting story there. Bostock, in my opinion, will be benched for the Oxford game. He will be on the bench. He won't be completely out of the squad, but I think he will be on the bench. So stay tuned for my preview. We'll see more about the team news there. And also Omar Bogle. He is not still with the squad yet. He's still recovering from his COVID-19 positive test. He missed the Lincoln match. He didn't hook up with the squad at all ever since he signed, so he's still isolating at home. Hopefully he will be back for the next weekend game. I believe it's Sunderland. We've got Fleetwood on Tuesday, and then I think we've got Sunderland on the Saturday. Sorry, so I'll have to double check that. That's the thing of recording this live. I've got to double check this. But it doesn't look. It looks like we're going to have Okanabiri up front again, which, to be honest, I'm not too mad about that, because of course he's the only option, and of course Okanabiri has been on fine scoring form in the last few games. So yeah, so basically we've got Oxford obviously on Saturday. We've also got Fleetwood on Tuesday, Sunderland away as well as Fleetwood away. We've got Sunderland away on Saturday. Then we've got Accrington at home on the next Tuesday, and then 20th of February we have Hull City hosting. So very, very interesting stuff there, and really can't wait to see how we're going to do in these games. So I think February and March is going to be the biggest tests of our season to see how good we are in terms of title contenders. So very interesting there. Obviously Lincoln got the win on penalties in the Papa John's Trophy against Hull, so maybe that'll be a good confidence booster for us going into that game. Obviously we beat Lincoln, so we're going to have a lot of confidence going into this. Fleetwood, I mean, I could see us hopefully winning that. Sunderland, I could hopefully see us winning that. Accrington, I could see us hopefully winning that. Hull, I could see us winning that. Then the last 2 games of February will be Blackpool away and then Ipswich away. So Blackpool, hopefully we can win that, and Ipswich would be a good fixture as well. So yeah, Bostock very 50-50 in terms of if he's going to start or not. Bogle will not be involved because he's still recovering from COVID, so fair play. Hopefully it will be probably the Sunderland or Accrington game, we'll hopefully see Bogle up front. Sims is still recovering. I believe he's in training. I believe he's gone back to Southampton to train and then come back here to train as well this week, I believe. So very exciting stuff there, and hopefully we do get Sims back heading into this very tough schedule going through the February months. So very exciting stuff there. Now, let's finally end the video by reviewing the window. Reviewing the January transfer window. So, we've made 6 signings. 4 of which are loan deals. 2 of them are permanent deals. And we've sold 1 player and not loaned out anyone else. So, let's go through... how would I rate it? So I'm going to rate each individual piece of business on a scale of 1 to 10, and then we'll do an average and sort of get an overall review of the window. So let's start off with our permanent signings. So John Bostock on a free transfer from Toulouse, a former Spurs and Palace youngster, a former Barcelona youngster, and overall, I'd say that's a pretty good piece of business. Veteran midfielder, got a lot of experience, could get involved a lot when he comes into the squad 100% fit. I'm going to go with a 8 out of 10 rating for this transfer. I think it's a very, very good transfer. Omar Bogle on an undisclosed deal from Charlton. I'm going to go with a 7 on this one because I think there is the doubt over his Charlton days. However, not every player can suit every club. I think we can get him firing at Doncaster, and I think that we can hopefully extend him and Bostock's deals if they do make the squad, if they do create this kind of impact when they come in. But for now, I'm going to give him a 7. If he does start firing on it, it'll be 8 or 9. Same with Bogle, same with Bostock. I think it'll be an 8 or, well, stay an 8 or go to a 9 if he makes that kind of impact. Let's go into loans then. So let's go first into Ellery Balcombe. I mean, to be honest with you, he's played a few games already, and already he's proving to be one of the best goalkeepers we've had, along with Tony Dieng, for a long time now. So I'm going to give this transfer a good 9 out of 10. I think overall, very good. No problems with that. Simios, I'm going to give him a 7 on loan from Barnsley to the end of the season. I think he's been a technical ability unlike any other. He's just going to keep firing on, hopefully get a goal or 2 by the end of the season, and hopefully he'll keep kicking on. Josh Sims next. I'm going to give that piece of business an 8 because... in fact, no, what? Screw that. I'm going to give him it a 9 because... amongst all the odds, the fact that Southampton came out and said we were going to cash in on this guy in the January transfer window, and the fact we convinced them to do a second loan deal, we could be first dibs on a permanent deal next season. Mate, this is a perfect piece of business. And finally, Scott Robertson, I'm going to give him a 7 as well, because I'm going to give Scott Robertson a 7 because he's Celtic youngster, got loads of a couple of first team appearances in things like the Europa League, the Scottish Challenge Cup, and I think he could be one for the future for Celtic. So whether he signs a new Celtic deal or not, we'll have to see. But I think if he doesn't sign a Celtic deal, if he makes the impact coming into this squad, I think that we'll be first dibs on him. So fair play to that transfer as well. Now let's talk about the outs. So we only made 1 out. We didn't loan anyone out on deadline day, which is great news, which means we can get Ed Williams and Danny Amos there available if there need be. Danny Amos is injured apparently. I'm not too sure for how long or what the injury is, but apparently he's injured. Ed Williams, of course, still remains a bench player for now, but I'm sure there will be games where we'll have to use him at some point, whether starting or coming from the bench, because he is still a technical player. But the only out we made was Benjamin Whiteman. Now, this is a hard one, because in a way, I think many Rovers fans were like, well, what we're going to do? We're selling our captain. By the way, Tom Anderson's really flown into that captaincy role, so well done to Tom. But I think people were saying, we're selling our captain Ben Whiteman to Preston here for an undisclosed fee. He deserves the move, but are we going to start winning without him now? Are we going to keep on that form, or are we going to slip into a mid-table finish? I've got no problems with this. If it needs to bring the funds in to make transfers, give new contracts, and keep the club afloat, I've not got a problem with it. And plus, Ben Whiteman does deserve the move. So I'm going to give this piece of business a 7 out of 10. And the reason why I'm doing that is because it frees up funds for the club. It gives us opportunity to give new contracts to first teamers, especially if we're promoted. You know, this month apparently the talks have been ongoing about new contracts for people, so hopefully we'll get some news on those contracts. We'll be able to deliver them on the channel when the news comes out. And overall, I think that Ben Whiteman deserves the move. I think that's the whole reason why I'm giving this 7 out of 10. Money for new contracts, money back into the club, money for new signings, money to help us to get promoted, and also Ben deserves the move up to another league. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll face him next season. So hopefully we play the game, not the occasion, if we do face Ben Whiteman in a game at Deepdale or the Keepmoat against Preston in the Championship next season. But we're going to have to be careful with this. So fingers crossed we do hopefully reap the benefits of that. And we still get promoted anyway. So there we go, guys. So thank you very much for listening to all of that. In terms of rating the overall transfer window, I'm going to give this transfer window an 8 out of 10 because of the business we've done. We've done a lot of business. We didn't frantic or panic on deadline day. We did all the business we needed to do. We didn't need to do anything on deadline day, and we got all the business done. So, you know, we were cool, we were calm, we were collected, and all in all, very good window. So thank you very much, guys, for watching this DRFC Daily Reports. Stay tuned for the preview for Oxford United. And for now, guys, my name is Darren Chandler from Forever Football, DRFC. Keep living the Doncaster life, and that, guys, is full time. Cheers. Have a nice day. Rovers till I die.